zero and liftoff of Endeavour.
We're building something that hasn't been built ever in the world before.
The benefits of the space elevator is that it would make space access way more affordable.
To be able to see something like this, say, in 50 years and know that you were part of the beginnings of it is going to be crazy.
It's an incredible project here, you know, a NASA competition. It's like, it's NASA.
It's $2 million, it's a lot of money.
100% just committed to winning this thing.
For whatever reason, it's impossible to hit deadlines.
We're starting to feel the stress and strain.
If it's not done and not working, we're not going to be ready. We're not going. Some people need to get to work if we're going to get out of here tomorrow morning.
Won't be much sleep tonight, that's for sure.
At certain points through the competition, there's been up to 20 teams. We're the only university that is still in this competition.
About 1,400 kilometers through the trip and 17 hours in.
It's going to be like go, go, go as soon as we get down there.
We don't care who we beat or whatever, it's just we want to place first.
The pursuit of knowledge and understanding is like the creation of art. Both owe a debt to imagination. How will science improve our world? What discoveries will be realized, not by providing the correct answers, but by asking the right questions? Welcome to Mindfield. For the past 5 years, the University of Saskatchewan Space Design Team has been competing at NASA's Space Elevator Games. After a 2,700-kilometer journey, the USST have arrived in California to defend their first-place title. The last 18 months have been dedicated to their newest design, a laser-powered beaming system capable of sending a climber up a 1-kilometer vertical racetrack at 5 meters per second. It is a preliminary design to what may become the future of space access. This year's top prize, $2 million.
A little cold sleeping in the truck last night, but yeah, once the sun comes up, it's absolutely amazing. I could definitely live down here, so.
We're down here for hopefully the final round of competition at Edwards Air Force Base. This week starts out with testing and laser qualification and an attempt to make sure that the helicopter system they've got actually works out. From there we go into 2 days of actual competition, and at that point it's all year and a half of work leading up to that is riding on those 2 days.
While half the team sets up a makeshift garage in NASA's hangar, the others prepare to take their operational hub, the CCAN, onto the historic lake bed.
A facility that handled the creation of the space shuttle is hosting a competition that could be the start of the future of space travel.
NASA Dryden is situated on Edwards Air Force Base in California's Mojave Desert. The facility's expansive lake bed and dry desert climate provides for ideal flying conditions year-round. From Chuck Yeager's breaking of the sound barrier to several space shuttle landings, NASA Dryden has been at the forefront of U.S. aerospace achievement for 60 years. Just weeks prior to the USST's arrival, the shuttle Discovery landed on what is now the competition site. Today, the USST will set up alongside their competitors, Seattle's Laser Motive and the Kansas City Space Pirates.
When I look at our team, I think we have a peer-to-peer working style where everybody is like contributing ideas and taking on components and stuff like that. I wouldn't say we've got like one central leader. Kansas City's a really different team. The guy that leads it, his name is Brian, and he's a really bright guy. He's worked on robotics competitions for the last 20 years. He brought in his whole town and his community and a bunch of other guys onto that team, but it's really clear that like he's running the team and it's his design and his ideas.
They're really smart guys, and their systems are always well put together, so.
That's 10.5 volts right there. Yeah.
In 2007, there was the one other team with a laser system. It's called Laser Motive.
Hey, here it comes. I'm removing.
They're our rivals. They're like professional engineers in like the laser industry.
I don't know for sure how their technology works or how mature their technology is, but their challenge in 2007 was actually getting their team organized and drilled enough to just get up and set up on the competition site within the time window. And that's what they weren't able to do, and that was the reason they couldn't climb. This year, as far as I know, they have a workable design, and I think they've probably done a lot of work on their team organization, so they should be definitely a contender this year.
Definitely something to, you know, be proud of, that we're competing against professional laser engineers.
The biggest thing that separates us from the other two competitors is our climbers. They both went with really light climbers on the order of maybe 2 pounds, whereas our climber is more along the lines of 8 kilograms. So that's quite a big weight difference. We went more of the brawn and they went more of the finesse. It's definitely hard to see a climber that's not as powerful as us, but could do the same thing just because it's lighter. Basically what we're gonna do is just align the camera with the laser and make sure that we can see what we're shooting.
The team is checking to see if the mirror that reflects the laser beam is accurately aligned with the mirror that the camera uses to track the climber vertically up the cable.
Go a foot backwards and I'll try to collimate it. Hold it there for a sec. Good stuff, we can see it now. That's awesome. Okay, go back again and we'll keep on doing that. I think we got a good setup.
The USST are preparing their equipment for the Space Elevator Games. They are about to introduce their system to the laser that will be used in competition. Trump's 8-kilowatt laser is fed into the USST's optic system by fiber optic cable.
First, we had to get the laser optics like crudely aligned with the camera, and we did that with the red pointer. Now we're just getting the real laser hooked up.
The goal is to use the Trump laser to hit a target in the back of a truck.
Trump USST requesting laser control. Laser on 80 watts in 3, 2, 1. Beam is on. Beam off. Turn it off. Turn it off. It's high.
The laser is shooting high, and the team scrambles to find a solution.
We're running out of time for daylight time, and we have to be off the lake bed in about half an hour.
Then, Mark notices a strange shimmer of light on the top of the truck.
Why don't we turn the laser off and see if the shimmer goes away?
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Look, okay, we got it. We got our laser. Those are the reflectors. We need to make a sign covered in reflective tape.
Yep.
With a few adjustments and a new reflective sign in place, the team gets the laser locked on target.
Nice work, guys.
With the laser system calibrated, the USST have completed a successful day of testing.
Today is day 2, and the plan for today is mostly for testing the system in which the helicopter holds the kilometer-long cable.
We are doing helicopter testing, so all the teams get a chance to do a battery-powered climb on the full length of the cable, which is really exciting to see.
The team will be using battery power for the test climb. They will replace the solar panel with a wooden base for the test.
We're going to test everything with the climber that doesn't include the laser, so our tracking, our motor, our communication. Initially, our climber will be sitting on that table, that spongy surface, and we'll be able to launch it off that once it gets picked up by the helicopter. It's just a way of protecting our climber so it doesn't smash into the ground when the helicopter lets it down.
Yeah, after, what, a year and a half of some long days and putting a lot of things in my life on hold, it's nice to see things come together, for sure.
We'll get the helicopter going. The main purpose to this first dry run is just verifying the helicopter and the stability and being able to do all that. That's the purpose.
Most of the team returns to the hangar for the dry run. With NASA's long-range cameras not yet set up, the team must squint to see anything on the distant lake bed.
So for the record, it is November 3rd, 2009, first dry test, full 8 kilogram climber on a helicopter 900 meters up. And yeah, Godspeed.
We had, I guess, not a catastrophic, but a failure on the launch and the recovery. When it went up, it got snagged on our trampoline, and then it must have wrecked something, and then we couldn't actually climb. And then on the way down, the helicopter came down a little bit too fast, and actually made the climber smash into the ground a little bit.
Faced with climber repairs and having to solve other issues, the USST have a long night ahead of them.
Yesterday, we had a little mishap with the climber.
Well, we didn't actually see any until afterwards. We only heard that we had rough takeoff and rough landing.
Either the helicopter descended too quickly, or the winds picked up and our climber actually slammed to the ground.
Well, electronics are usually not the most durable things. You know, if you drop like an iPod or something, it sometimes doesn't work afterwards, right? So kind of the same thing going on here.
It made us realize that we need to have a safety system on board that will protect the climber. There's about 5 guys that stayed up almost all night working on the climber and this new safety system that we have to protect it from falling onto the ground.
Basically what we did is just make kind of a roll cage around the solar cells, so that way any impact will be absorbed by that and transferred to the main tube of the climber.
All of us are pretty tired. It's been a long couple days here, and
I still haven't made it to bed yet, so I'm running on coffee, and that's about it right now.
it looks pretty tight today. We're gonna have one dry run, I believe, to test out our new design and everything, and then we'll go right into the competition by the sounds of it. So.
Because of yesterday's accident with the climber, the team will get one more chance to do a battery-powered climb before the competition begins.
Up on tension now. Picked up very nicely. It did not drag. Got the load.
Yes, hold and stand by.
With the climber safely lifted and in position, it is up to the CCAN team to start the battery-powered climb.
And let us know when you actually started.
All stations USST visitors off, starting climb in 3, 2, 1, start. Come on, baby. Oh, not moving, I don't think. Oh, we lost something. I can't see the aperture.
The GPS tracking system also begins to fail.
Hey, we got it, we got it. Yeah, we got it back. Then we lost it again.
Without a functioning motor or GPS, the team is left with no options.
Based off your last call, we're going to go ahead and start doing a recovery for your climber.
Slow your descent. Your descent is 10. We have the climber. Go ahead and continue descent and move forward downrange.
Started out finishing our dry run in the morning, had issues with our tracking system, and stalled out on the motor end. This is your guys' business, all this mechanical brake we added so that we can actually hold our position if we ever have to stop halfway up. And we're thinking that might be jamming on so hard that the motor just can't get going again over top of that. It's kind of cool to see all the mechanical activity and see like hands at work and stuff like that, and that's definitely part of, definitely a big part of it, but there's easily as much complexity in those software systems and in the code and stuff like that, so you can't really see it with your eyes and you can't work on it with screwdrivers, but it's a huge part of the project too.
As the team works on fixes to their motor and GPS, the Space Elevator Games officially get underway with the first climb of the competition.
All right, so here we are at the 2009 Space Elevator Games.
First up, the Kansas City Space Pirates.
So for the Kansas City Space Pirates, this is the culmination of many years of work. This is one of their few shots at $2 million prize. Kansas City, there it goes, there it goes.
This is the first attempt at a laser-powered climb since the 2007 games.
There it goes, there it goes.
And are they going?
All right, it's moving. So the Kansas City Space Pirates
So I don't know how much
climber is climbing 900 meters.
Despite a strong start, the Space Pirates have trouble keeping their laser on target. Eventually, their time runs out.
5, 4, 3, 2, in.
They started their climb very well. As they got higher and higher, they were having trouble tracking the climber. They kept losing tracking on the climber. The higher they got, the worse the problem got. And so they slowed down and slowed down and slowed down and finally got to the point where the lasing window closed and they were not allowed to power beam anymore.
This is good news for the USST, who have been busy preparing for their first competition run. But there's only time for one more team to compete today. Laser Motive will attempt their first climb of the competition.
Still there, Keith?
There it goes.
They traveled the first 300 meters in about 1 minute. They won't do 5 meters per second, but they got a good shot at 2. Four minutes. And they hit it. 4 minutes.
They hit it? They hit it. There, they hit it again. They hit it again just for the heck of it.
Yes. Yes.
They did it, Tom. Wow.
That's $900,000.
Well, yeah, we'll see how the other teams do as well.
Yeah. Yeah, if this is just their first attempt, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
very impressive.
We were watching the TV inside, just found out Laser Motive finished their first successful climb. I think they're just over 2 meters per second. So listen to the media guys in there gloating about how it's this big accomplishment for Spaceward and for NASA and stuff like that.
It's definitely more pressure. Just seeing them have one successful run, or just seeing them climb the cable, for that matter.
I know we can do it. We can do a lot better than that too if we can get everything working. Tomorrow's going to be our first shot at real competition.
Right now, the system that we've designed is sitting on the lake bed over the skies above where Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier over 60 years ago. That was the very first, and this is going to be a first for our team also.
It is the second day of competition at the Space Elevator Games, and the USST is playing catch-up. They're trailing Laser Motive, who qualified for NASA's $900,000 prize in their first run.
We've been having a lot of little problems so far. I mean, they've all been fixed, and the guys are really good. I mean, it hasn't taken long to fix any of them, so really confident in our guys, but definitely a little bit stressed. It's, you know, got a reputation to keep up, so.
Today will be the USST's first attempt at a laser-powered climb. The climber motor and GPS tracking system need to perform flawlessly if they're to make it to the top. Although issues with the motor have been resolved, the GPS problem is still a mystery.
I don't know, I don't have a fix in mind because we haven't really figured out what's going on yet. We tried a few different things. We're changing out the antenna, going back to an old antenna that we know has worked back in Saskatoon. We're also going to like backup fixes, making a manual tracking system.
Right, so this is our gamepad for manual tracking in case our GPS isn't working or locked in. So basically, just use the directional pad to control the gimbal and hopefully keep the laser on target.
Yeah, Rick's gonna put his computer gaming experience to good use doing the manual tracking. Hopefully it's the only computer game he's ever played for $2 million.
I'm sure there have been a lot of strange things on the Dryden lake bed out here, but I'll bet this trampoline is probably in the top 5.
The University of Saskatchewan Space Design Team, they're up first this morning. This is their first run for the money. The USST is the team that has every year done the best. They've missed winning money by a few seconds more than once. This took a while to perfect.
And there it goes.
Yeah, we're good.
Because the GPS tracking is still failing, Arik will use the gamepad to keep the laser on target.
Starting time 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, beam is on. Beam is on.
Beam is on.
Oh, they're just going again.
We're climbing here now. We're wrapping up. Moving it. Ramp up our speed shift. Yeah, one ramp up our speed. I can. Why not? I don't know how to hold it on the floor. Something's smoking.
Now they're climbing. Nope, now it looks like they're back down.
Oh, it just came down. We got 130 degrees. Guess this is USST.
Roger, a recycle. In that case, Foxtrot, you are cleared to 3,000 feet. Tetherman, please get in position.
So, Brian, it looks like they're going to have to bring it down for some reason.
Yeah, this recycle, a lot of teams do this. Laser Motive did this and then had great runs.
Oh,
Nope,
they missed it off to one side, but I think they caught it before it actually hit the ground, manually caught it.
After a quick examination, the climber is launched again.
And there's the launch. And it's a race against time right now because the helicopter's going to need refueling.
This will be the team's last chance to climb in round one.
Oh, okay. I'm ready, guys. Starting. Doesn't look like it. No, laser off.
The climber remains unresponsive. The team's only option is to end their attempt and take a closer look at their system.
Roger that. Tetherman, please get in position. Helicopter, you are cleared to descent. USST is done for right now.
With no time to waste, the team begins troubleshooting.
Doing a little bit more testing now on our treadmill and up on a little cable that we have hanging from the rafters. It looks like the motor that we switched to after we broke the shaft on our older one earlier the week, it's not quite working properly. It's hitting a fault partway up on its start of its climb. So right now we're just switching the drive shafts out of the one motor into the other so we can actually go back to our old motor that we know works and works reliably.
USST, I need to know if we're ready to go out.
How long do we have?
We have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And then we'll be rolling out.
We got like 5 minutes here and then we'll go.
That sounds great. Okay, I just need to know so I can let them know.
Someone's holding.
There, 347.
347.
So they improved their time by about 14 seconds.
In the meantime, Laser Motive has made another successful run.
It's put on the pressure for sure. I mean, they're number one right now. We don't like that. We've been number one all the other 4 years, so we want to keep that title.
If the heli touches the ground.
They're giving you an extra 30 minutes to get out there, get ready, as opposed to needing to go out right this second.
We got no, 16 minutes.
Are we to go? There they go.
There you go.
Looks like a good start.
The Kansas City Space Pirates make their second climb attempt.
2 minutes and 45 seconds into the run.
They're coming down again.
Oh, shoot.
But they're unable to reach the top.
If you guys become ready, let me know. We're going to try to get a third slot, but if we don't get it, you may not run again today.
Because they still haven't solved their problems, the USST decides to forfeit their second competition slot. Tomorrow morning will be the team's last chance to reclaim their place as leaders in space elevator design.
It comes down to that last run. It's do or die, and we just want to be able to place first. We don't care who we beat or whatever. It's just we want to place first. So today is the last day of the competition. Right now it's going to be our last run. Everybody's in pretty high spirits. It seems like everything's running really well. Everybody's kind of joking around, pretty pumped.
We've got the bread truck and the Humvee.
I'll take the Humvee.
I'll take the Humvee.
I think in the Seacan it's a little bit more serious. They have the big job to do. They got to take care of everything.
300 meters, 700 meters, full zoom.
Definitely being first today is an advantage for us. With our cells and our panel, heating is an issue, and the cooler the ambient air, the better for us. So right now it's only about 5 degrees, and it gets up to about 30, so it could be make or break the 5 meters per second right there.
So yeah, we have to unload this and unwind it downrange and get set up for our last run of the competition.
Well, I know I said this last time, we are actually looking good. We're back to a known design with a different shaft in our motor.
Even though we ran some really late hours last night, we had a really good, successful dry run this morning. It ran up and down in the hangar. It cycled through all of its systems, and it's good to go. So.
It was a long one again, but hopefully this is the last of the problems that we'll have, and it looks like it is.
I'm trying to get him airborne in 30 minutes, so whoever has to go back, the van is on its way.
For the most part, I think everybody's pretty happy and pretty excited about what's going to happen.
Now it's our chance to perform.
The helicopter, as you can see, the new cable is attached, and it's setting to altitude. So we're all hopeful USST is going to follow in its previous competition's footsteps of coming through on the last day and just blowing the doors off of everybody else.
Nathan Windles, the USST electric lead, is assisting NASA with broadcast commentary.
We want to get to the top. I mean, we're here to win it.
And it's now picking up, and look at that.
We're off the ground.
Roger, and USST, laser has been enabled.
Okay, are we ready? I think it's ready.
You don't see the board here. 3, 2, 1, USST B1. Start climb. It's start climb.
Moving. We lost GPS. We need manual tracking. We need manual.
The GPS is lost again. Arik uses the gamepad for manual tracking.
4, 4, 4, 3, down to 0. Up yourself fast, starting climb now. Hold. Start climb, are we on?
Okay, so something happened.
Because the climber keeps stopping on the cable, Mark decides to bring it down for examination.
Okay, roger USST, then we'll consider this a stuck climber and perform a recovery operation for stuck climber.
So we just heard tests say that we have to perform a recovery for a stuck climber. That's not good.
Yeah, we
it's
didn't
pretty
get
close
very
to
high.
No, it's pretty close to the bumper.
My guess is that we have a secondary brake on there, and the secondary brake was engaged at some point, and won't release.
We can take the brake off. Yeah. Take the brake off.
Oh, good catch. Good catch.
My guess is they're gonna completely take that secondary brake off and run without it.
Okay, so the doctor is leaving his patient.
So the philosophy is now we take safety features out as we go.
We hope and trust that the mechanical issue has been resolved.
Guys, it's gonna be okay.
Oops, oops. No, up, not down. There we go. Nice and clean.
That looks good.
Starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lasers on.
There goes. Okay, we have movement. I'm hearing from Ben Shelliff that it appears to be stuck. No, there it goes again. There it goes again.
I think we're moving towards. The speed is at 2.5 to 3.
This is really reminiscent of 2007.
Ben is telling me that they're getting speed readings on the climber from 0 to 4 meters per second, but it's very unsteady.
Yeah, we froze. We froze? Are we stopped? Well, sorry.
Roger, confirm USST. It is stopped in place.
Okay, they're coming down for recovery.
It appears that we got further this time.
30. Slow your descent, He's got it. Okay, very good.
We don't have time for any changes, right? It's get it back to the bump stop and go. Yeah. Okay, USST are cleared for cable access.
It appears that USST may have only one more shot at this.
You're just adding a sense of urgency, but we have 5 minutes to get the helicopter into position.
So now this is the time that you guys have got to blow us away.
We know that we have the system that can do this.
And USST, you are cleared when ready.
Beam on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beam is on.
Time started.
Go, hit it lots, it's not moving. Not moving. Hit it lots.
Do you want us to stop the clock?
Yes, USST.
We're marking you as complete. We will execute a recovery. So Tetherman, helo ground, let's prepare for a recovery.
To actually not be on the lake bed for the competition was fairly hard for me. In the hangar, people were just fixated on that screen, wondering if it can be done. Is it gonna climb? What's going on?
We had to do so many startups because of the tracking problem that eventually the motor controller just gave out. The climber wasn't moving and we were all just sitting there looking at it.
It was extremely nerve-wracking. I found myself extremely antsy. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't focus. I was in and out of the hangar.
We had the laser on. No one wanted to shut the laser off because our time was out. And as soon as we shut the laser off, that would mean that our chance of competing was over. I had my hand on the laser kill switch, and at some point, I realized there's nothing else we could do. Our time was up. It wasn't going to move, and that was it.
To actually have us not be successful and not have a successful climb, it was extremely hard to take.
It was crushing. It was very hard to describe what was going through everybody's mind.
I think everything that went wrong, that could have gone wrong, went wrong. And it was kind of a situation where little things compound into bigger things. There's really two big problems that we faced. One was with our GPS tracking system, and the other one was with our motor. Our motor had both electrical and mechanical problems, it seemed.
Now this is your good one, right? Good motor. This is a
My heart goes out to Shay because I think he was stressed out and staying up every single night of the competition trying to resolve these motor issues. Really, his motor controller was fine at the beginning until they tested it to pieces, trying to figure out why it hadn't started.
Could have been due to one of the impacts that our climber had sustained during the week.
In reality, it was just because we'd gotten the emergency brake jammed on so hard onto the cable that we couldn't move. The second issue that killed us was this mysterious failure in our tracking system. We tested it out. I had tracked Dawson's motorbike down the road. I had tracked Andrew's truck driving on the highway and stuff like that. We knew that we could do it. We tested it horizontally. We also tested it on a crane vertically. Every single climb window that we had, the helicopter would lift us up from the ground to the starting position, and the tracking system would work flawlessly for that whole period of time. As soon as we got to the starting position and we're ready to start our run, all of a sudden the GPS receiver on the climber would suddenly report that it couldn't see any satellites in the sky anymore.
We lost GPS.
It never recovered satellite lock until after our climb window was over. We'd never seen it in testing previously in 2 years of testing out this GPS system. A couple weeks ago, I ordered a GPS jammer from China. This GPS jammer is like a little pocket-sized device, battery-powered. It's got 4 antennas sticking out the top of it. And switching it on causes the exact same problem that we saw in California. I guess it's always possible that there could be some other thing that causes the exact same effects, but we've tried to subject the receiver to all sorts of conditions that could replicate the problem, and the only one that does the same thing as California is this stupid GPS jammer.
You learn a lot more from your failures than you do from your successes.
I felt that all the work I had done was essentially down the drain. But then you kind of step back and realize that it's not about winning, it's about what we've done and what we've actually been able to accomplish. We were the only university team in this competing against some of the most intelligent people.
To be involved with cutting-edge design and cutting-edge technologies is something that not a lot of engineers, graduates, or students get to handle.
Being able to represent the university, our province, our country in this competition has been a real honor.
Truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
The return trip could have been really depressing, but actually turned out kind of neat. We took a side trip to Los Angeles.
We took a trip to SpaceX, which is a private aerospace company, and you could just see people's spirits lift up.
SpaceX is a really neat corporation. It's full of really young guys and brilliant engineers. They're building the Falcon X spacecraft, which is going to be the next delivery vehicle to the International Space Station once they retire the space shuttle. And we got to see like the whole production process. I wasn't saying it, but everybody on the team recognized like every little part that we had done somewhere on this project, they were doing on a bigger scale inside that plant.
You could just see people were like kids in a candy shop.
It really picked everybody's spirits up. And pretty much from Los Angeles back to Saskatoon, guys were designing a new climber. And it's that new way of thinking that everybody came back from the competition with that is really priceless. There is that motivation as well to succeed after seeing a loss.
There was a lot of people, like, as soon as it was over, they weren't looking back anymore. They were looking forward to, like, what are we going to do to be ready for next time? You can't really keep everybody on this team down.
Everybody try one more and then you're relieved.
Since as long as I can remember, the team's had discussions about, like, can we actually do this? Can we actually get it done? It's going to be this much work. I don't know if we're able to get past it. We've had big technical problems. We've had designs that didn't work out. We've had suppliers that didn't pull through. So for as long as I can remember, this team has had discussions like, we should just pack up and shut down now. And I just can't quit.